Action. Global Liberation number 5. My name is Pita de Aztlán, aka Peter S. López. Today is August 21st. We mark the anniversary of the death of our comrade George Lester Jackson, El General, Field Marshal, and General for the Black Panther Party, co-founder of the Black Guerrilla Army, killed by fascist pigs on August 21st, 1971. Let's talk about global liberation. Revolution itself is, strictly speaking, the violent overthrow of the ruling class. Revolution is against the law. It is a felony. It can be considered treason. So do not speak of revolution lightly. I'm speaking here about global liberation. If there is to be true liberation in the world, it must be global in nature. No nation now can truly exist as an independent nation under the power of the evil empire, spearheaded by the United States, yet also in collusion with other global power brokers. Liberation, social liberation, global liberation must be worldwide. It cannot be limited to just one society. In a way, there are no totally liberated countries in the world now. Not in Cuba, not in Venezuela. Why? Because we live in a global world. We live in a global economy. And we cannot isolate one country alone and consider it totally free when it lives in the context of a global economy. Right now, monopoly corporate capitalism controls the world, controls the world's economy. So we're speaking here of global liberation. Ideally, we want that to be a peaceful liberation. Ideally. But we do not live in an ideal world. So we want global liberation by any means necessary. I don't know how more I can spell it out for you. Remember, revolution is against the law. It's a felony. We speak here of global liberation. Looking at the United States where I am, we see that the so-called left wing is divided, scattered, and confused. Right now, among the vanguard remains Occupy Wall Street. Yet it too has its flaws. We need to have vanguard leadership. We need to have a set of demands. And we need to have a long-term strategy in relation to what kind of world we want to have after any so-called global revolution. Occupy Wall Street missed the boat when it came to the 2012 elections. There's no official candidate from Occupy Wall Street. They don't even have official leadership. So it is what it is. It was not meant to be the answer for all our movement dilemmas. It was able to wake up progressives out of their coma. It was Occupy Wall Street was able to identify, the Wall Street bankers and the corporate capitalists as the -1% who are the greedy vultures who have taken over the world. Remember that actually they are -1% of the general population. We the people compose plus 99% of the general population. How is such a small, minute portion of the population able to control the masses through the power or potential power of violence, through the army, through the police, through the repressive forces of fascism? So we want to have a peaceful revolution. We need to exhaust all legal, peaceful methods of struggle. And we need to be realistic. We cannot allow ourselves to be attacked and attacked and attacked and not defend ourselves. So we uphold the right to self-defense. We look at the whole situation in the world. It's a mess. And we look at the continued Assad regime in Syria. Assad must go down. We look at the fascist brutality that happened in Anaheim. We see where the local police are becoming more and more, obviously, the local occupying army. So we need to look at that. It doesn't mean we label all police officers as pigs, but that we identify that the police as representatives of the fascist state. They are here to maintain law and order. And laws should be made to help people, not to oppress them. Laws are made by men. The laws should serve the people. The police should be the local people in uniform. So what we need to do now is, first of all, work on our inner liberation. That means getting rid of our character defects, getting rid of our shortcomings. We need to be the kind of people we want to see in a new world now. That means we need to be kind to one another. We need to love one another. We need to respect one another. You don't always have to get the last word. You don't always have to be right. You need to really wake up, to see that liberation is a way of living here now. Being free to speak your mind, not being afraid, not living in fear, but living in freedom, as free as we can, as liberated as we can. So do not give up on the struggle. When you despair, bring up that love you have for the people. When you're depressed, look at the positive stuff that is happening in the world. We're lucky we're able to even transmit information through video using internet power. We need to make sure that we help to get other people computers and other people online so that they can help contribute to the general global conversation that's going on. So we need to know what we want, see where we're at, work together. Look at the big picture. Don't get hung up on your nation, your race, your tribe. Those can be divisions if you're not aware. You need to have at least a global awareness, if not a cosmic awareness. To see that ultimately we're all one. Though we may not operate as one now. But fundamentally, we are all one in the cosmos. So that's my spin for today. And yes, it is a spin. It's my version of how I see the world. And I want you to contribute your videos, contribute what you can to the overall global discussions that are going on in the world. Let your voice be heard throughout the world. Wake up, see the time. Let's create a new world. Power to the people.